Hey guys, welcome back to Poly Piano. In today's lesson, we're going to be learning the accompaniment that covers the first verse of Sun-saathiya. I'm going to break the first verse down into two separate videos as it's quite a bit to cover. So let me just demonstrate how that sounds. 5, 6, 7, and. Okay, so as you can see from the sheet music, already within the first two bars, you can see there are different musical notes being played. And what I mean by musical notes is you're already seeing a crotchet, a quaver, dotted note, and also a minim being played. So let me just go through each one very quickly before we start. Again, we're in the time signature of 4/4, which means the best way to make sure you're playing everything at the right time is by counting with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So looking at the first note in the first bar number 21, we've got a crotchet that lasts for 2 beats in the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and count. Then we have a rest, which looks like a squiggly line, and that also lasts for 2 beats. And then we've got a quaver, which lasts for a beat. And then we can see that this quaver is tied to a dotted chord, and that lasts for 3 beats. So let's just see if all of this adds up to 8. First note, 2 beats, rest, another 2 beats, so that makes it 4. Then we've got a quaver, which is only a beat, which is 5, and we've got a dotted note which lasts for 3 beats, so 5 plus 3 equals 8, so that's correct. And as you can see in bar number 22, we've got a minim, and a minim lasts for 4 beats. And then as you can see after the minim, we've got another rest, and that rest lasts just as long as a minim does, so that's another 4 beats. Okay, now let's just try the first bar very slowly. Just the right hand. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'll go through that section. We're starting off with C and E on our right hand, and this is the middle C. So you can either play it by using your thumb and your middle finger, or your thumb and your index finger. For me, I'm just more comfortable playing it with my thumb and index finger because I know that we've got to play A with our pinky finger, which is a little far apart. So C and E, then we've got a rest for 2 beats, and then C and E again, and then we just add the A with our pinky finger. Again, we're just adding because of the fact that the notes are tied. If the notes weren't tied, then it would have been like this. But since they are tied, it's okay. So one more time with a bit more speed. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, let's move on to bar number 22. And that goes A, C, and E played together. And as I've mentioned, it lasts for 4 beats. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now that we've got the timing for the first 2 bars, this timing is going to be seen in bars number 23, 24, all the way till bar number 27. So let's just continue. Bar number 23 is exactly the same as bar number 21 in terms of timing. In fact, even the notes are almost identical. So let's just try that. 5, 6, 7, and. So the only thing that's different is that last note, which is played by your pinky or your ring finger, whatever you prefer, and that's a G. So one more time. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And in bar number 24, we have G, B, and D played together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so let's just try bars number 21 to 24 without any stopping. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and. Okay, now let's move on to bar number 25 and 26. Again, nothing new over here, so it should be pretty simple. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, and bar number 27 goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so the note in bar number 28 is either called a whole note or a semi-brief, which lasts the entire bar. Okay, now let's look at our left hand. We just have to apply the same count to our left hand. Now that I've gone through all the musical notes and their durations, you should be able to figure out the left hand by yourself. But let's just go through it together. We're starting with A in our left hand. And let's just play the first bar. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The only thing different about this bar is the rest sign. The rest sign, as you can see, is not a squiggly sign. It's a little different. It looks like a upside down L, which basically means that it lasts the same amount as if you were playing a quaver. So just one beat. So let's just go through that one more time. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now just a little bit faster. 5, 6, 7 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, in bar number 22, we've got a minim, and that's the note F. So playing the whole bar. 5, 6, 7 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then in bar number 23, we have exactly the same as how we played bar number 21 in terms of timing, but starting with C this time. 5, 6, 7 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And again, bar number 24 is the same as bar number 22 in terms of timing, but just different notes. Starting with B. 5, 6, 7 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, let's just try bar number 21 to 24 all together. 5, 6, 7 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and. Alright, moving on. We have bar number 25. Pretty straightforward again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now in bar number 26, there's no rest, no nothing. It's just notes the whole way. Quavers the whole way. So let's try that. 5, 6, 7 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And in bars number 27 and 28, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, now comes the part where we've got to put the two together. This can be a little tricky because it's not necessary that both the right and left hand are playing notes simultaneously. But let's just give it a shot. Very slowly, I'll just demonstrate bar number 21 and 22 with both the hands. 5, 6, 7 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'll go a little slower this time. 5, 6, 7 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Notice how, because of the left hand having a shorter rest, the left hand actually starts first before the right hand comes in. Then we have bar number 22, which goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So bar number 22 is relatively easier. Okay, moving on to bar number 23 and 24 in a very similar way. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then continuing on, we have bar number 25 and 26. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and lastly bars number 27 and 28 goes like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you're a beginner, then this will take some time to learn, but if you really just focus on mastering the right hand and then moving on to your left hand and then trying both of them together very slowly, you will definitely get it. Okay, I'm just going to demonstrate the entire thing again a little faster. 5, 6, 7, and. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll be covering the second half of the first verse in my next video.